Flames devour the tranquil village as ravenous wolves howl amidst the ruins. The scent of death suffocates the air, casting a pall of despair over the land. Just in the nick of time, a blue silhouette descends with bone-chilling frost, her powerful magic instantly freezing and shattering the rampaging beasts. Accompanied by the crisp chime of bells, the snowy figure comes into view. Xiao Yifeng looks up in shock. That familiar aura, could it be her? Lu Hanyin stands amidst the sea of fire, gazing indifferently at the mortal tragedy, a trace of pity and confusion for these fragile lives rising in her heart. Xiao Yifeng jolts awake, gasping for air, sweat soaking his back. He stares in disbelief at the helping hand before him. I'm not dead. I'm young. He loses control and grips her hand tightly, eyes filled with the ecstasy of reunion, only to be met with her shock, shyness, and resistance. He desperately embraces her, rambling about his regrets, only to be blasted away by an embarrassed and furious Lu Hanyin, blue lightning exploding between them with rejection. Amidst the chaos, everything fragments. Familiar shouts ring out, and a massive sense of dissonance assaults Xiao Yifeng's nerves. Where is this? Looking at the remaining ruins, memories flood back. Wasn't Xiao village destroyed long ago? Could it be? I've truly returned to the past. Memories of his past life overlap instantly. The moment of their life and death separation. Her tearful instructions still echoing in his ears, heartbreakingly clear. And that final, tragic battle, where he refused to be controlled by fate, walking towards their doomed end together with grim determination. Snapping back from his memories, Xiao Yifeng collapses in the corridor, gasping. It's not a dream. Heaven has truly given him a second chance. Before he can calm down, Lu Hanyin's cold voice commands him to depart for the One Tian sect immediately. The gears of fate have begun to turn. Gazing at the cold figure in the courtyard, Xiao Yifeng feels a mix of emotions. In this life, she doesn't yet know we are destined to be husband and wife. It all starts anew. Upon arrival, the door slams shut mercilessly in his face. He suddenly realizes she is the lofty Lady Guanghan now, while he is merely a mortal shut out from her world. Deep within the profound hall, that masked figure sits mysterious and noble, exuding a suffocating pressure and breathtaking elegance. Rumors say the fairy of the Cold Moon sect is as cold as snow, enchanting countless men. But reality often arrives with the awkward sound of shattering, abruptly shifting the mood. The icy barrier shatters at a touch. Xiao Yifeng is forced to face the scrutinizing gaze of his stranger wife, the air instantly freezing with extreme awkwardness. How do you know my name? Facing her condescending interrogation, Xiao Yifeng takes a deep breath, trying to bridge the gap with sincerity. Han Yin, you must trust me, because I am your future husband. At these words, Lu Hanyin explodes with shame and killing intent. Xiao Yifeng breaks into a cold sweat. He's gone too far, he's dead meat. Desperate to survive, Xiao Yifeng yells out her childhood fears of snakes and dogs, instantly shattering her icy facade. Furious and embarrassed, she blasts him into the wall with icy energy, convinced he is a spy from the demon sect. Your technique is flawed. Xiao Yifeng cries out, freezing her in place as his words strike at her deepest insecurity. Killing intent erupts. She decides to scour his soul, but Xiao screams out the location of her most private birthmark. The lethal kick halts inches away. The tension snaps, leaving only his pathetic scream and awkward silence. He relentlessly lists every mark on her body. Hanyin's face burns red with shock and shame as her defenses crumble. The mood turns grim as he reveals the cruel truth. Her beloved master raised her only to be a sacrificial furnace. I am your husband. Xiao Yifeng reveals their future intimacy with tears in his eyes, his words striking her very soul. Han Yin trembles, realizing these secrets are known only to her, forcing her to believe he truly comes from the future. Xiao Yifeng's gaze turns haunted as he paints a picture of a world in flames, a chaotic war 50 years hence. In that desperate future, amidst the ruins and sin, they found sanctuary in each other and became partners for life. But peace was short-lived. Enemies found their retreat, forcing a final, desperate stand that consumed everything. He thought death was the end, yet opening his eyes, he sees her face again. Tears well up. Fate has granted a second chance. The memory of her gentle smile hardens his resolve to defy destiny and protect her in this new life. Meanwhile, whispers spread among the disciples outside, filled with disdain and curiosity about the mortal brought by the mistress. Ignoring the mockery, Xiao Yifeng focuses intensely on his brush, writing the key to rewriting their destiny. Under the blossoming trees, he proudly presents the improved technique. Han Yin studies it, her eyes widening in admiration. With this, we can marry safely. His bold claim catches her off guard, sending a flush of color to her cheeks. But if you aren't my wife? Xiao Yifeng pulls the scroll back with a cheeky grin, deliberately teasing her. Flustered and annoyed, Han Yin storms off, missing the victorious smile playing on Xiao Yifeng's lips. Xiao Yifeng lounges on the throne, dangling the scroll with a smirk that sends a flush of embarrassment across Lu Hanyin's face. He drops the condition to be her true disciple. Lu Hanyin's eyes go wide, instantly rejecting the outrageous proposal. Deal off. Xiao Yifeng feigns indifference and walks away, leaving Lu Hanyin torn between her principles and the technique. Desperation wins. Lu Hanyin cries out, her voice trembling with urgency as she stops him in his tracks. She caves in, agreeing to take him as a disciple, but strictly warns him to keep their relationship a secret. The pact is sealed. Xiao Yifeng flashes a thumbs up, beaming with the satisfaction of a successful scheme. Goal achieved. With no time to waste, they set their sights on the majestic sky, sect, floating above the clouds. New disciples gather for the briefing, but Xiao Yifeng is missing, leaving his friends scanning the crowd in panic. Just in time, Xiao Yifeng strolls in, completely unfazed by his friends' sweaty panic about their lack of talent. He pats his friend's shoulder with the confidence of a reborn soul. In cultivation, luck often outweighs talent. Staring at the glowing trail ahead, Xiao Yifeng smirks. With memories of his past life, he is ready to defy fate. A commotion erupts in the crowd, the tension of the waiting game sparking aggressive outbursts among the disciples. Suddenly, streaks of light tear through the sky, descending upon the Taiji Hall Plaza with overwhelming pressure. Pillars of light crash down as the masters of the 9 temples arrive, their massive presence silencing the awestruck crowd. While others bow in submission, Xiao Yifeng boldly looks up, locking eyes with the lazy blue-haired figure on the dais. Sect Master Guang Ling's voice booms, announcing the start of the spirit root test that will decide their fates. Thunderous responses mask the trembling fear within as disciples sweat and whisper words of courage to one another. A blue beam descends, engulfing the disciple in a swirling vortex of energy that racks his body with intense pressure. As the roll is called, a chubby disciple eagerly shoots his hand up, rushing forward to meet the unknown judgment. Sunlight floods the ancient testing platform as the spirit root device hums with energy. Tension rises with every passing grade, all eyes locking onto the next candidate, the air thick with anticipation and scrutiny. Meanwhile, high above, Fairy Guanghan rests her chin on her hand, secretly plotting an excuse to recruit a disciple. Teased by the master beside her, she flusteredly covers her face, trying to hide her unnatural shyness and guilt. Suddenly, a blinding light erupts. A youth reveals a top A-grade spirit root, sending shockwaves through the crowd. The master gloats to Guanghan, but she averts her gaze, distracted and anxious about the one yet to step up. Finally, Xiao Yifeng steps up, a confident smirk playing on his lips. But reality hits like a bucket of ice water. Lowest grade flashes glaringly. The crowd explodes, mockery washing over him like a tidal wave. Reality fractures from fantasy. The vision of a golden-armored hero adored by millions feels laughably distant in the face of this brutal trash verdict, a surreal and absurd contrast. Lowest grade D, the news spreads like wildfire. Senior disciples stare at the ranking board in disbelief, unable to comprehend such abysmal aptitude, their voices dripping with skepticism and ridicule. Facing the pointing fingers, Xiao Yifeng doesn't shrink back, but wears a cynical sneer. He even turns to taunt the genius from earlier, his inexplicable composure making the mockers feel suddenly awkward. Meanwhile, Guanghan feels a burning gaze. She turns to find Xiao Yifeng staring right at her, his eyes full of teasing provocation. Her cheeks flush instantly, rage and embarrassment churning within her. Su Qianyi, master of Wuya Palace, explodes, screaming about who brought in this trash. Guanghan is forced to admit it, bowing her head in awkward apology under his thunderous scolding, secretly regretting everything. Other masters watch with schadenfreude, certain this trash will fall to the bottom-ranked Wuya Palace. Meanwhile, Xiao Yifeng acts like a rogue, chatting up girls in the crowd, oblivious to the storm centering on him. The selection ceremony begins, the atmosphere turning solemn. Palaces pick disciples in rank order, each name called pulling at the heartstrings of the gathered youths, the hierarchy of power strict and cruel. Sword energy cuts through the sky as Taiji and Feishua palaces make their moves. Guanghan sits high above, face icy, silently counting the remaining spots as the pace quickens and chances for the weak slip away. At Guanghan's command, a confident youth strides forward, thinking he's been chosen by the goddess. He walks proudly toward the hall, basking in envious stares, unaware this is just routine procedure. Names are called one by one, bringing joy or sorrow. Chosen disciples shout in excitement or steal their expressions. The crowd thins, anxiety spreading among the unpicked as the air grows heavy. Finally, only one lonely figure remains in the courtyard. Xiao Yifeng stands alone in the wind, leaves swirling around him. He looks up at the platform, suspicion flashing in his eyes. Is she going to break her promise and abandon him? With only one left, Su Qianyi furiously refuses to take him. Seeing the deadlock, Guanghan takes a deep breath and steps forward. I recommended him, so I will take responsibility. Her words stun everyone. Her bare feet touch the ground lightly, skirts swaying. Her voice is soft but carries weight. The Wentian sect never breaks a promise. She uses the sect's honor as a shield, trying to secure a last refuge for Xiao Yifeng. Facing doubts, Guanghan keeps a straight face and starts spinning a noble tale about faith over talent, dressing up this desperate move as a grand gesture, looking so holy one might actually believe it. The crowd nods along, fooled by her speech, praising Palace Master Guanghan's broad mind. In contrast, the rejecting Su Qianyi becomes a target of scorn, made to look petty and narrow-minded, his face completely lost. Enough! Su Qianyi can no longer stand the humiliation. Consumed by rage, he points at Xiao Yifeng and roars. I don't need help. I'll make him my direct disciple. The crowd goes dead silent, jaws dropping in unison. Amidst the torrential rain, desperate to uphold the last shreds of Weia Palace's dignity, Su Qianyi ignores the crowd and roars, swearing to accept the rejected Xiao Yifeng. The sudden roar leaves everyone reeling. Lu Hanyin feels a pang of guilt, while Xiao Yifeng, at the center of the storm, is left utterly bewildered. Before he can recover, senior brother Xiangwan welcomes him with a crushing hand on his shoulder, the audible crack of bone instantly twisting Xiao Yifeng's face in pain. Facing the panicked apology, Xiao Yifeng feigns frailty while suppressing the pain, bitter memories surfacing of his past life's 20 years of servitude when no one was this polite. His once tortuous path has changed forever due to his wife's interference. While nearby, the pink-haired Su Miaoqing eagerly awaits the arrival of her new plaything. Inside, Su Qianyi regrets his impulse, but amidst his daughter Su Miaoqing's tantrum, only his wife's gentle persuasion manages to calm the family storm. With the decision made and warnings from his seniors, Xiao Yifeng takes a deep breath and slowly pushes open the doors to the core inheritance, setting the gears of fate in motion. Bathed in the golden light of the grand hall, he steps forward firmly and bows deeply, paying formal respects to his new master and mistress on the high seat. In the shadows, a pair of cold eyes behind a cat mask watches silently, hinting at deeper secrets and unknown schemes yet to unfold. Time passes in the strictly hierarchical Weia Palace, where every step from servant to true disciple is a struggle, yet Xiao Yifeng now incredibly stands at the top. Despite having his own courtyard, Xiao Yifeng remains puzzled by Lu Hanyin's arrangement until a sudden, violent banging on the door shatters his contemplation. Confused, he opens the door, only to be met by a massive white beast, its bloody maw gaping as it lunges with a gust of wind. Instant crisis. Yet facing the beast's intimidation, he remains unervingly calm, his fingertips glowing faintly to neutralize the pressure, disappointing Su Miaoqing who hoped for a show. To play along, he lets out an exaggerated scream, but his poor acting only makes Su Miaoqing blush with embarrassment as she hastily changes the subject. It turns out Su Miaoqing just wanted a little junior brother to share her academic burden. Seeing her poorly hidden glee, Xiao Yifeng feels both amused and resigned. No sooner has the boring theory class begun than the senior sister, who vowed to teach, falls fast asleep, only to be jolted awake by the senior brother's roar. Before she can plead for him, Xiao Yifeng's sword transforms into a streak of lightning, his perfect swordsmanship leaving the drowsy Su Miaoqing dumbfounded, as if still dreaming. Learning he mastered everything in half an hour strikes Su Miaoqing like lightning. It turns out in their slacker alliance, she is the only actual failure. Overcome by a crisis of confidence, she springs into action, dragging the bewildered Xiao Yifeng to the next study session, leaving behind a satisfied senior brother. Side note, this series of farces even catches the attention of interdimensional guards, as if they too are arguing over where to follow this unfolding cultivation legend. Under a canopy of stars and cherry blossoms, the reborn demon, Lord Xiao Yifeng, seeks to reclaim his lost power through the fundamental Qian trigram arrays. Awakened by the noise in the dull lecture hall, Su Miaoqing glares indignantly at the inquisitive Xiao Yifeng, showing zero remorse for her nap. Xiao Yifeng drops a bombshell of wisdom about extremes leading to decay, leaving the elder wide-eyed and shaken by such profound insight. The air stagnates for a moment. The atmosphere in the hall shifts subtly, robes fluttering as tension rises from this unexpected display of talent. Humiliation burns as the elder instructs the proud Su Miaoqing to learn from her junior, causing her to grit her teeth and hold a grudge. Night falls, and though Su Miaoqing claims the fourth sister is gentle, the cold sweat on her brow betrays the terrifying reality of this practical class. Standing before the nascent soul expert study, panic sets in as Su Miaoqing realizes her earlier bravado was nothing short of a death wish. Disaster strikes. Su Miaoqing slips in her panic, crashing into Xiao Yifeng with a deafening boom, turning their sneak mission into a chaotic catastrophe. Dust settles on their awkward embrace, but terror grips them as a suffocating silhouette emerges from the fiery glow, radiating overwhelming pressure. In the nick of time, the mysterious silver-haired sister neutralizes the chaos effortlessly, her gentle smile masking an authority that demands absolute submission. Meanwhile, in a secluded bath, Palace Master Lu Hanyin dismisses her attendance, her thoughts drifting to her good-for-nothing husband despite her lofty status. In the shadows, a mysterious horned elf whispers the name, Princess Lager, to skeletal monstrosities, signaling a brewing storm of unknown danger. Back at the palace gates, maids tremble in fear. A suffocating gloom has hung over the residence ever since the master returned in a foul mood. Lu Hanyin bites her lip in frustration, mortified that Xiao Yifeng's cultivation progress is disturbing her peace, unable to hide her tsundere concern. Just then, Xiao Yifeng appears with an innocent grin, announcing his breakthrough to level 1, a tiny step that finally eases the weight on Lu Hanyin's heart. Xiao Yifeng scratches his head, attributing everything to luck amidst the congratulations, maintaining his mediocre disguise while hiding a cunning glint in his eyes. Senior brother Xiang strangles Xiao in an excited bear hug. Xiao sighs internally, knowing this agonizingly slow cultivation is just the price for a perfect foundation. 2 years fly by. Su Miaoqing soars to level 7, while senior brother Xiang's veins pop with barely contained rage at the mere mention of Xiao Yifeng's name. Under the sun, Su Miaoqing gloats to the stagnant level 4 Xiao Yifeng, who can only offer an awkward smile, continuing to play the hopeless fool. Brother Xiang explodes, roaring, "Pigs are faster," before storming off, but Su Miaoqing seizes the chance to drag the bewildered Xiao into a new round of torture. The story returns to that ridiculous flight. Su Miaoqing drags Xiao Yifeng into the sky without a word, ignoring the trash junior brother spinning dizzily in her wake, leaving only a trail of laughter. You cultivate so slowly anyway. Missing a day won't matter. Wind roars as Xiao Yifeng is dragged like a kite through the mountains by a pink beam. Just as Su Miaoqing excites to speed up, a strange anomaly in the forest below cuts her laughter short, her pupils dilating. What is that? A pillar of light crashes down, landing them deep in the forest. A shocking sight awaits. The massive corpse of a beast lies before them, the air thick with the scent of blood and approaching danger. The scene is so sudden it leaves everyone dumbfounded, signaling that their peaceful cultivation life is about to be shattered and a crisis is imminent. Meanwhile, at the distant Cold Moon Palace, night cloaks the gates in tension. 2 maids whisper fearfully. Palace Master Lu Hanyin has been in a foul mood since her return, filling the palace with suffocating pressure. Immersed in medicinal bath, Lu Hanyin fumes with frustration. Despite her top-grade elixirs, he barely established his foundation. She bites her lip, annoyed by her own generosity and furious at her disappointing fiancé. It must be to repay him. She tries to justify her actions, only to be stunned by news. The trash broke through overnight. Shocked, she imagined Xiao Yifeng's smug, smiling face. Back at Wuya Palace, the pink-haired senior sister is skeptical of the herb's effects but warns against arrogance. The simple-minded Xiang Wan, however, shouts his congratulations to his junior brother with genuine excitement. Xiang Wan crushes Xiao Yifeng into a bear hug, his enthusiastic strength nearly suffocating his junior. After the roughhousing, Xiao Yifeng's expression turns serious as he reveals he is attempting a technique that fuses 3 different styles. Under the stars, Xiao Yifeng sighs at the long road of recultivation. 2 years flash by, while Su Miaoqing breaks through to the 7th level with earth-shattering momentum. The mere mention of the stagnant Xiao Yifeng makes Xiang Wan grind his teeth in rage. Su Miaoqing bursts out of seclusion, her cat ear accessories bouncing with energy. Bursting with pride, she frantically searches for the perfect audience to show off her achievement, Xiao Yifeng. Seeing her junior brother still at the 4th level, Su Miaoqing looks at him with disdain. Feigning a breakdown, Xiao Yifeng explodes, shouting that even a pig would cultivate faster, leaving others to laugh awkwardly at his self-deprecation. Watching this pathetic display, Xiang Wan's veins pop with suppressed rage. Terrified he might beat his junior brother to a pulp if he stays, he storms off, soothed only by his junior sister's words. The moment the elders leave, Su Miaoqing reveals her mischievous side. Ignoring Xiao Yifeng's excuses about cultivation, she hoists him up. "You're so slow anyway, you might as well come have fun with me." Dragged into the sky, Xiao Yifeng chews on a blade of grass, resigned to the wind. Internally, he calculates. This fusion technique is too slow, making him long for the miraculous opportunity Lu Hanyan gave him in his past life. Playfulness turns to terror as Su Miaoqing spots a shadow lurking in the forest below. Before they can react, a stray blast of pink energy slams into the ground, pulling them into an unknown crisis. As the dust settles, they stare in horror at the massive corpse of a white beast lying deep in the dark woods. The fresh blood serves as a silent warning. The real trouble has only just begun.